In this video I will show you how to get the email registration for an ASP.NET Core 5 application with React or Angular to running. One big problem is when you create an ASP.NET Core C# project with a SPA at the front end, then you will sometimes hinder when you try to get the email registration to running when you come from ASP.NET MVC. So there's a little bit of files which you should have a look on. And now first I show you a problem which most of you will know. Let's say I want to register. And as soon as I try to register, the default scaffold, which comes from the SPA networks from Microsoft, will hang. So what you see now is I try to register, and now the email is running, but unfortunately in this case the mailboxes on my local demonstration are not working. But that's not the case, not that important. The important stuff is that that you see that the registration email was sent, and this happens by my email here, by those two files which are here in the email sender. You have to implement or create a file which is called folder services, email sender, and then AuthMessageSenderOptions. This is nothing else than the values which you get from your secrets. So secrets will be discussed later. As you see in the sender options, you see that that's the we have the values there for the host, for SMTP host, and the port, the email which is there. And the example from Microsoft is always the one with SendGrid, but SendGrid is I don't know how to say. That's my own server. It's mail enable on my local machine, and it runs pretty good. And you have to add this file, AuthMessageSenderOptions. And then the second file is, you need simply create a file or drop it from my site. That's my site. You will find the code there. That's the code which you may copy from that file, and there's also a code from here from the other files here, the AuthMessageSenderOptions. You may copy that stuff, and inside the mail sender.cs there's the constructor mail sender, and the mail sender is type of the interface type email sender, which is here somewhere there. I don't know. It's there from ASP.NET Core Identity UI Services. So this is there somewhere, and we can't see it now in our their UI services somewhere there. And that comes all from the scaffold project, or when you create a new project for SPA. And now the email sender, when you call the email sender, when you try to when you create that stuff, you have to simply create that file, and the complete network checks if this file is there, and then for registration this file will be opened. It will call the sender, and there's when it creates that stuff, or when it creates the email sender, then there's the options accessor, and this is nothing as a get the secrets from this is the AuthMessage options, and that's of type I options, and this one calls all the elements from the secrets. So the secrets are there, manage user secrets, And inside the user secrets, you have to have the same values which you have on your, which you want to get from your email sender. So when you have an email sender, you call that stuff, it looks up all values which are in our secrets.json. It gets those values, and these are of type. That's why there's a AuthMessageOptions of type something. So this is what you see there is this is the type. So there's a host, and we also have a host there. We have an email user, also have an email user there, and it will look for all matching values, and then as soon as you call the send email async, then the email async is not the execute is never might not be called direct, so it calls the execute, so that's a private method. Then you may set up your regular email SMTP service. So this is my SMTP service of my domain or something like this. You know, it's postmaster, and then I have a port and my own ID. So this is not that's just for demonstration, and that's what it's displaying. So this is my postmaster or registry and so on. It doesn't cost anything if you run it on your local machine. And then you may set up your SMTP client with the credentials. You create a message, then you send the message, and that's what you have seen on our small demonstration. And all those values and you have to do, now we had the email sender, we have had the secrets, and now we have also to do some changings here in the Startup.cs. In the Startup.cs, what you have to do there, I think most of you will be reached to that point. You have to implement those two lines. So this is the service at transient of the temporary email sender. And you have to also to add the configure AuthMessageSenderOptions to configuration. So, and that's the configuration here, which comes somewhere from, it's somewhere there. I can't find it. It's internal. Here it's Microsoft extensions. So this is a email. This one looks up the values from the environment, which is not based in the application. That's good for so that not everybody can read the real secrets. I drop all my stuff here into my application, and you may take it from there and implement it in your own application, because that stuff which comes from that site is the template itself is not bad. It's a good application, and I try to rewrite my previous web forms application, and one is my this is a ASP.NET Core MVC application. So when you try to write a SPA, React or Angular, then you're decoupling the front end from the back end and work with APIs. So that's a good technology, but it has some problems, and the problems are shown here, and you will find now these values in your file.